Hey, this is Mike Colleen, MikeColleen.com, and we got another video. This video is going to be my third video in Who is God, and this one's specifically about who is Jesus to me. Alright, so let's get the bougie candle going. I'm trying a new microphone, it's a different one. Hopefully it sounds better, I'm not sure. So we got the candle going. We are going to pass on the white sage. I just did it twice in the last 15-20 minutes. Okay, so who is Jesus to me, or what is Jesus? So Jesus, man, this is going to be tough. Alright, who is Jesus to me? Jesus is my great teacher. Jesus, I know how to start it. When I was a little child, and I mean little, like talking like two and a half, something like that, very young, I remember the first day I walked into, it was after church, and there was a classroom. I was old enough to attend at this point, and I walked in and walked in the door, and right to the right on the wall here, it was a picture of Jesus about this high where a child would be, and it was basically someone had said, well, Jesus healed people and was good to people and helped people and all that. And I remember at that moment I wanted to be like Jesus, and it stuck with me my whole life. I wouldn't say I was conscious of it maybe at times, but it was like it guided my whole life, like this is who I want to be, this is what I want to be like. And it's gonna be hard. I try not to cry. I'm gonna make it quick. So I had a friend that died when I was 19. Meant the world to me, and all I could think about was bringing him back to life if it was possible. For years, I'd even have dreams about it. And I began to meditate and pray. Like I used to pray a lot when I was a kid, every single night and day, every morning, and for hours. I would, even on school nights, I'd pray for hours till 1 in the morning. So I was on this path and journey where I wanted to heal people. So as a young child, Jesus was everything to me. Jesus was God to me. Jesus was the most amazing being on the planet, is the most amazing being on the planet. And that's all I wanted to do. And then when I heard about, energy healing, or the power of prayer, and, some of the churches I went to really didn't believe in healing. In fact, if you were a healer or any of the gifts that the Bible talks about, they're like, oh, you're not one of us. And so that was kind of beaten down on me for a long time. But then I started finding other churches that believed in hands-on healing and faith healing and the power of actual prayer and healing. And so that kind of allowed me to open up. And then I got involved in energy healing and studying different forms of energy healing. And turns out I have a gift for healing. Okay? Every training I went to, they said the same thing. You have a gift. Buddha Kam, Uncle George Naopi, and on. And Berkeley Psychic Institute. I just went there a few times just to see what they were about. When they did a reading on me, like, man, you are a powerful healer. And they all three said, all you have to do is open up. So who is Jesus? Man, Jesus is the one who said, mean what you say and say what you mean. Jesus said, I remember when I really slowed down, when I was really reading the Bible. This was after my awakening, when I started seeing things. He said, if ye believe, you can say unto this mountain, throw yourself unto the ocean, and it shall be so. And I was like, wait a minute. See, because I went to churches that didn't believe that stuff. Okay, I'm not going to say what pastor. It was not Pastor Rex. So I went to a pastor, and he said when the woman reached out and touched his cloth when he walked by, and she was healed of bleeding, because she couldn't stop bleeding for, I think it was months, and she was exhausted, and I think she was on the verge of death or whatever, very, very weak. And Jesus felt an energy go from him, and he turned and said, who touched me? And the woman said, I did. And she said, I knew that if I could just touch you, I would be healed. And Jesus said, by ye faith ye are healed. Listen closely to these words. If you believe, you shall receive whatever you ask for in prayer. This is what Jesus said. He said, if you believe, you can say unto this mountain, throw yourself unto the ocean, and it shall be so. He said unto this woman, by your faith. He didn't say, Almighty me, heal thine person, right? You know how I heal people? It's because I believe it, because I know it. See, I think that there's a really fine line there with the word. There's an actual understanding. I believe faith is not just blind or hope. It is knowing. Just like when someone touches you, you know that they touch you. That to me, the modern meaning of belief and faith is, well, I believe something that I don't know. Now, let's shove that definition away. It's when you know. That's when things happen. That's when that mountain will throw yourself onto the ocean. That's when when they reach out to be healed, they are healed. As Christ said again, by ye faith ye are healed. And I found that interesting. He didn't say, I healed you. He said, by your faith you are healed. All right? That changed the whole world for me. So I went to a pastor and I said to him, I didn't say to him, I opened up the Bible and I read it out to him. He said, well, you know, Michael, I don't think Jesus actually meant that. And here's the weird thing, is it caught my attention earlier, and I think it was the first chapter where, I think it was Matthew and Mark, where Jesus says, say what you mean and mean what you say. And it's like, wait, what? So I flipped back there that really quick, and luckily it was Mark, and so great. So you mean the being or the person that said, say what you mean what you say, didn't mean what he said? You know, huh. Never realized. I never thought of that. I realized right then and there that pastor didn't have faith. He didn't believe. He didn't know. All right? It really is about knowing. When I went through my awakening, it went from this blind faith and hopey-feely and a gut feeling, it went to just like absolute knowing, like you know. That's how you can manifest and create anything. So that's what the teachings of Jesus were all about. When I started reading that and understanding it on that level, everything shifted for me. So who is Jesus? All right. He's my greatest teacher. He's God within Christ. When I went through my spiritual awakening, I was going through a really rough time of anxiety like you could not imagine. I completely surrendered because I was so exhausted and beaten down and so sick and tired of living in that fear that I remember crying out. I was literally been sobbing, and I just cried out and said, come into me and take it all away. And I repeated that. I go, I wanted God, the Spirit, Christ, to come all the way inside me. Now, a lot of you are listening going, oh, he's a Christian. He's speaking Christianity. No, I'm not. No. Christians drove me away or attempted to drive me away from God. No, he just drove me right into God's arms, even more than I already was. It made me really believe. So I'm just talking about truth, teachings, God, Spirit, Jesus, okay? I'm not trying to get you to change your religion. I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person, and there is a huge difference. Religion is left brain logic, rules, step 1, step 2, step 3, right or wrong, either or. That's very limited. I'm open to the spirit. Your right brain is the spiritual brain. This is what all of my courses, including Crack the Female Code, is all about. It's the core teaching, is teaching you how to open up and to connect within. And what does Jesus say? Look within. I'd been teaching that to clients for 7 or 8 years, and one day I reread that and went, that's why Jesus' eyes would dilate, because when you have internal awareness, your pupils dilate, because that's how you know someone's in their right brain. Your skin softens and you become more connected to spirit. So I don't want to get off the subject. So let's go back to, who is Jesus. So I completely surrendered and I begged Christ to come into me. And I gave up I just was like exhausted, and I gave up and I just went and laid down. And what happened was a peace came over me, an absolute peace that I didn't really consciously catch. So then I went to sleep, and when I had physically awoken the next day, everything was different. That's going to be a live video, or not video, but on here on YouTube. I want to do with you guys. So okay, so I'm going to leave that at this. Yeah, because so the next video is going to be about the difference between logical Christians, rule, structure, order, follow the rules, either or, right or wrong, versus spiritual Christians, I guess we could call them. And in the next video, I already gave away in the last video, but I'm surprised you with the statistic that 2 pastors told me. Okay, so I'm going to end this video here. I know this hasn't been crisp and clean, but I think they're good videos, okay? The overall message is this: God loves you. Period. Into sentence. I'm not better than you. I'm not specialer than you. We are all God's children. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm going to end that. I'll see you in the next video. We're going to talk. It's going to get a little rough. Let's see if there's another video after that. Yeah. Okay. So this one's the next video is going to be a little bit rough. Okay. See you in the next video. This is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. God bless you.